Hello, Ganesh.
Hi, you hear me?
Yeah. Now I can. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. It's afternoon for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Good afternoon. Yeah. So shall we start now, or we have to wait for?
I think we can get started. Because, everyone is quite up. It's early morning in India, 6 o'clock, and
Okay, cool.
yeah. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And we got our special, guest, a good friend of mine, Sophia, of Education Group, and she at the international for YooBee College. And I think I will not, steal any of your words, Sophia. It's your day, and my team listen to you. So far, they know that yes, students can actually get into some of the fantastic undergraduate programs with a pocket-friendly fee and other benefits you're going to talk about. I have not disclosed anything. So it is, I'm sure everyone, even if they're feeling sleepy after listening to your session, they will all be okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you again. And I think you can ask questions at the end of it. So we'll let Sophia introduce and herself and the rest of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Over to you, Sophia. Thank you.
Can share. So I just want to share my screen. And this one share and put. Yeah. So hello everyone, and welcome to join our online session today. So I'm Sophia, the Senior Regional Sales Manager of Education. Yeah. So nice to meet you all today. Today I'm going to talk about something like the online bachelor program study. Students can study with YooBee colleges, but if they are still offshore in India or other countries, it would be fine. It is an online study program, and it's New Zealand NZQA approved online bachelor program, which means it's the same, exactly the same as the same program delivered in New Zealand. So just let you know, we are the first provider in New Zealand to get a bachelor program approved for online delivery. So which means, if you see some program from other provider, they are not NZQA official approved, only YooBee program. So before I start, I just want to give you some information from New Zealand government and from IT industry in New Zealand. So in early April, YooBee colleges and app education, we co-released a white book recommending New Zealand government to support IT and the creative industry in New Zealand. So so YooBee colleges is the largest creative technology school in New Zealand. So that's the cover page of our white book to New Zealand government. So I just mute you?
Everyone, can you please mute your microphone?
Thank you.
Appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah. So so maybe you will have a question. Who is app education or who is YooBee colleges? I just give you a general idea about app education. So app education is a private education group focusing on international education areas in New Zealand and Australia. So we we already had more than 20 years history in this area. So from this map, you can see different schools and the programs under up education. So we have pathways to universities in Australia, like University of Tasmania, Swinburne, and the Charles Darwin University. And also we have pathways to Auckland University, like Auckland University. It is a top 1 university in New Zealand. And also we have a pathway foundation program to Auckland University of Technology, and also Victoria University of Wellington. So that's the pathway or university clusters. We still have some vocational clusters, like we have ICHM in Australia, and we have 7 different vocational schools in New Zealand, like YooBee, like NZTC. Oh, I have to mention that NZTC is the largest early childhood provider in New Zealand. And also we have NZMA and the Culinary Collective, who are the providers for for cookery, bakery, and hospitality. And we also have, NZST, the largest tourism school in New Zealand, providing hospitality management and tourism management. So I think, you can have you can find almost all the popular programs for international students under up education. So now it comes to YooBee. So before I, give information about YooBee, so I just want to show you a video about YooBee colleges. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to this quick visual tour.
Yeah, can't see the video here.
Yeah. Is there anything wrong?
We can't see or hear the video.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe just skip it. Later I can send you the link so you can have a look by yourselves. Yeah. So I just want to show the real classroom or the building of the YooBee colleges, to give you more confidence to promote YooBee colleges, because we are providing the top facilities and a study environment for our international students. So any questions? Oh.
Can I request everyone to switch off your mic, please? I mean, we don't want to hear your personal conversations. Thank you.
Maybe I can mute. Okay, fine. So YooBee colleges, we have 6 campuses in 4 cities in New Zealand. We have campuses in Auckland, in Wellington, Christchurch, and Rotorua. So in Auckland, we even have a South Seas Film School campus, for TV production and acting. So if you have any international students, they are interested in film, TV production, and also acting, to be an actor in future, they can, look at our film school. So at YooBee colleges, we have 4 different schools: animation, film, technology, and design. So if students are, today we are going to talk about technology and animation school. So if there is other students interested in design, like graphic, web design, you can also contact me for more information. So when we speak YooBee colleges, we always, tell our students that how good we are. You may have already know that there are 4 categories, like 4 levels of private schools in New Zealand. Category 1, 2, 3, 4. The category 1 would be the top, the best schools in New Zealand. So YooBee, from the first day of start, we are category 1 schools for international students. So you may be confident to encourage the international student to come to us and know more information about us. And different from universities. So why YooBee is so helpful to international students, because we are offering the small class, which means if you look at universities, international students always, they join a large class, which will have more than 100 or even 200 international students around. So as international students, they may have limited access to tutors, or it's quite difficult for them to have a private or personal relationship with tutors after school. But at YooBee, we are offering small classes, which means normally there would be 20 to 25 students within the classroom. So the tutors can personally know each student, and if they need any help, so tutors can provide timely and detailed help to guide the students into a better future. So unlike universities, who focus on theory study, YooBee colleges, we are offering practical and hands-on training. So we are like a workshop. We are not like a classroom. So from the photos, you may say that we are like a workshop or office. So when the student join YooBee colleges and start their study with us, it's like the tutors and the students, we are working on the same project at the same time. So students will learn knowledge from doing the projects. And also because we are so closely with the IT and animation industry in New Zealand, so we have a lot of different internship opportunities for our international students. And we also have career support and personal support, like if international students have some issues, personal issues, they can ask for help, from our school. And also we have, flexible study pathways to university and also to their future, employment. But the most important thing I have to tell you that more than 90% of our students can successfully find a job when they graduate, or even before their graduation, they can find a job. So I think for international students, I also used to be international students like 5 years ago. So I totally understand how challenging for international students to find a job in New Zealand. So that's why YooBee, as a provider, as a school, we will help the student to find an internship or externship when they study with YooBee. So after they build this local experience, after they know some connections from the industry, it would be much easier for students to find a job after graduate from us. So I want to let you know that we are the same providers as universities, but we are different in some ways. So YooBee way of teaching international students, we are focusing on practice, mentorship, and the industry connection. So for YooBee colleges students, we always encourage them to have more than 10,000 hours practice before they can become an expert in this area. So for example, like from the first day they start at YooBee, they will do projects and they will accumulate, or they will gain industry experience from this area. So our tutors is also the student's mentor, to guide the students into their future job, and to teach hands-on skills, to lead them to do projects from the industry, and also to give them guidance or to help them to build connections with their future employers. And I still remember in Fab intake, on the orientation day, the campus manager told our international students that they have to be friendly, or they have to keep relationship with their tutors. Why? Because one day after graduation, their tutors maybe become their boss. So that's the how YooBee works. So the tutors and the students, we work as a team, and we also work as a partner. And we encourage, our graduates come back to campus and to share their successful stories, like if they have already found a job in these areas in IT industries. So we invite them come back to school and share their successful story with our current students. So it's also a good opportunity to to build the connection for their future job employment. And also we can tell our current students, if they want to find a job in future, what kind of quality or what kind of skill they need to learn. So this page, is all the companies, the famous companies in New Zealand, like TVNZ and Veta Digital and also Park Road, even Warner Brothers. So our previous graduates have already successfully worked with all these famous companies in New Zealand. Let me show, okay, let me show you why YooBee College can help international students to find a really good job in these famous companies. Because, we are, instead of approaching different companies, YooBee colleges work closely with industry, with the association, like AWS, Amazon Academic School. And also today, this morning, we just received excited news about YooBee colleges successfully being a membership with Cisco, the software and the cyber safety program. So, which means all our YooBee students can have access to Cisco Academy and Amazon Academy for free. So they can study this related program for free. And we also have a membership with Competia and also NZ Technology. So through all these associations, we can approach different companies in New Zealand and arrange the students' internship with the big companies. And we also have some scholarship, with Warner Brothers and also Datacom. Datacom is the top 1 technology company in New Zealand. So, so from all these connections, you can see, how strong we are with New Zealand industry. So now I think you have a little bit picture about YooBee colleges and up education. So this 3 program, level 4 certificate in creative media and the Bachelor of Software Engineering, which is level 7 bachelor program, and also Bachelor of, let me show you this. Bachelor of Animation. All this program can be delivered online to offshore international students. So first, I want to talk about the Bachelor of Software Engineering. I think you have, we use our phone and the iPad every day, right? We use different apps, for work, for entertainment, and even for ordering food, make appointment with other people, and even have a meeting. So for Bachelor of Software Engineering at YooBee colleges, we have 4 different streams or majors we can see. So there would be cybersecurity, game development, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing. So we have 4 different streams for students to choose. All of them are quite popular among the current market. And also we have guaranteed internship for each student to do 8 to 10 weeks internship with HP and Facebook. And after this internship, student can receive official work reference, work reference from these big companies. For example, if one of our students, when they do job hunting or when they do interview with the future employers, they can be confident to tell them that, oh, I had a project experience, or I used to work with Facebook and HP, So for our international students, they will be looking good and be competitive to than other people, the other students. And we are the 3 AWS academic members in New Zealand. So in New Zealand, there are 3 members for AWS Academy. One is Auckland University, the other one is Massey University, and the third one is YooBee colleges. So you can see we are like university level providers, to this industry partners. And this morning, we just successfully become, the Cisco academic member. Awarded by this 2 membership, our students can have free access to their computing programs like cybersecurity and also cloud computing. Oh, I have to mention that, this Bachelor of Software Engineering is on the shortage list of New Zealand, which means if students study this program, after they graduate and find a job, when they apply for residence in New Zealand, they can have extra points for immigration. And for those students with families, they can bring their families and the kids come to New Zealand when they study with us. So if you have any potential clients or cases, you can contact me directly. I've already talked about this page before about our industry partnership. So the other program, the other bachelor program, Bachelor of Animation, maybe you sound like not familiar as a software development, but for this kind of graduates, they can be like a video editor or a visual special effects editor. So that's the potential earnings, in New Zealand. And if a student complete this program with us and they find a related job in New Zealand, that's the minimum pay and the average pay or the highest pay in New Zealand. So you can see this animation program is kind of higher than the other majors in New Zealand. So maybe you will have a question, what kind of this thing, what kind of job the student will get, or what kind of stuff they will do. Animator, so they can design or they can develop their own animation caricature, or they can develop their own game development. So at YooBee, we have 2 different areas for animation. One is 2D, like a graphic image, and the other one is a 3D. I want to show you this video, but I'm not sure if you can hear it or just say it, maybe just say it. So from this video, you can see what kind of image or special effects, our students can do. Oh, this is 3D, how they create, how they convert 2D videos into 3D videos. So our two, yeah. Can you see my screen? Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah. So you can see the different effects, with different tools and final image and different steps, before they successfully present the video to the audience. This one is interesting. So sometimes it's quite challenging to tell the student what they can do in words, So I just show them the videos of our previous students. So if they have interest in working, like, for example, nowadays we use Facebook and also TikTok, to post some videos. So our graduates can be one of the video editor, to help marketing or sales team to post advertisements. Wireframe. Okay, I think it's almost done. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So there is another point of why students can come to YooBee to study this animation program with us, because if they come to YooBee, they will learn from the best all over the world. So this is one of our tutors for animation program. She, Dylan, she came back from America last April because of the virus thing. So she joined YooBee successfully from last April and be one of the animation tutors. She has been nominated twice by Emmy Awards. Emmy Awards, it's a famous award in American show, because she has been working on one of the American famous show like Walking Dead, and do the special visual effects because of her excellent job. So she has been nominated twice by Emmy Awards all over the world. So that's why for the animation industry, once the student come to YooBee, they will have access to the best tutors all over the world, and also they have access to the New Zealand industry. There is one famous company called Veta Digital, to provide this visual effects for most movies and TV shows all over the world. And also, I just want to let you know that both Bachelor of Software Engineering and Bachelor of Animation, these two graduates, students graduated from these two bachelor programs, they can work within a game development industry. So for Bachelor of Software Engineering, students mainly work for the IT or the technology side. But for animation graduates, they will design the character and to describe the storytelling, describe the story of the game. And also the game design is one of the, growing industries in New Zealand and also in the world. So at YooBee, we also offer the AR and VR visual effects and mixed reality if students do bachelor program with us. So students will be doing some projects using VR and AR facilities at school. And also, so New Zealand government, New Zealand government is quite support to this game exports, like some local game development company. When they successfully launch some games, they will sell to overseas companies. So I think maybe you will.
Can someone, I think, I'm not sure whose mic is on, can please mute your mics, please? Thank you.
For this one, I'm not sure if you can see or hear it, but this video is our previous successful games designed by our students. And yeah, so start from the can you see it or can you hear it or no?
No, we can't.
Oh, you can't. Okay, cool. I will send you the link later. Yeah. So I think I already introduced the bachelor program and also the foundation program. So for bachelor program, our requirements would be completing secondary school. We don't have requirements on scores like how many points they need to achieve. As long as they complete secondary school, we are totally fine to accept them. And that's the academic background. For English background, so we require students to have IELTS 6.0 with all bands above 5.5 or equivalent like TOEFL, language cert, or PTE. And for Bachelor of Software Engineering, we are fine. But for Bachelor of Animation, so we like to see the portfolio from the international students. And also the start date, the next intake would be early August. So if students, they have already got IELTS or English reports, we can encourage them to apply as soon as possible. The fees for 3 years, the year one, normally in normal cases, the year one fee would be New Zealand 21,500. But year 2 and year 3, we will give discount on tuition fee. But today for our online session, I'd like to let you know that we are happy to offer scholarship to your students for online bachelor program August intake. So we are going to offer New Zealand $500 if the students passed all the secondary school, and New Zealand $1,000 for if the student can achieve 60 to 70% of total, and $2,000 for 70% and above. And also one more thing, if the student haven't taken any IELTS or English test, I am more than happy to reimburse their test fees once they successfully enrolled with us. And oh yeah, I think that's the last page. And if the student, they don't have portfolio or they don't have IELTS 6.0, we still have one option for the students to start from level 4 certificate in creative media. So which is a 20 weeks short program. The entry requirements is IELTS 5.5. And if students, they don't have any portfolio for Bachelor of Animation, they can start from level 4 and prepare their portfolio for bachelor study. So they can start online in August and then move up to bachelor in the following February. So that's the 3 program I'd like to share with you today. And I can see, okay, cool. Yeah, no questions for now. So regarding this 3 program, do you have any inquiries or anything you want to know? Okay.
Yeah, please ask questions. You can unmute and ask questions.
Age limit. Oh, good question. Yeah. So as private school in New Zealand, we can only accept as international students above 18, as long as they're above 18. You know, because for under 18, we have to arrange the guardian for them. So that's why we don't have access to look after the students under 18. So as long as they're above 18 is fine.
Yeah, but then if they start online, they can plan to travel once they turn 18 if they're not 18 already.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, please unmute now and ask questions if you have any. You got, while Sophia is here, you can ask all questions. So Sophia, like I have a question here because
Yeah.
we got a couple of students prospectively, like, who are waiting for results and
Yeah.
they may not get results before the start date of the course.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
What might happen?
We already had a successful cases, from India. The students, we issued the offer and we accept into the program, but the student can only provide a transcript or final certificate. I think at the end of August, maybe. But we can issue a conditional COE. We can take some notes in our system to remind the student to provide the certificate later, but we still can enroll him earlier before, he got the final documents.
Right. So long as the student is sure about passing year 12, they
Yeah.
can enroll.
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
you say?
Mm.
No, because we've had plenty of delays like everywhere else in the world,
Yeah.
with results and all.
Yeah, I think the Bachelor of Software Engineering would be a good option for secondary school students because it's IT industry related, and also if they study in New Zealand for software engineering, when they find I maybe I didn't show you the salary range. For Bachelor of Software Engineering, the start salary will be above 70,000 New Zealand dollars. The start, for some other majors, the highest salary is only 70,000. But for IT industry, the entry level would be above 70,000. So it's quite, with a lot of potential of growth in New Zealand.
I think, Sophia, there's a question, there's a message for that.
Yeah. Passing is enough, but if they want to have scholarship, maybe I think they need to reach above 70 or 60. Yeah, but for admission, for our program application, passing is enough. Or in other words, as long as they can get certificate of completing secondary school, that's fine.
Right. And they will still get the $500 scholarship.
Yeah, 500. Yeah, 500, and plus reimburse of the English test fees.
Right. So see, that's very important because we know that in 2 weeks' time, students cannot take an IELTS test or PTE test. This is really fantastic because once you're enrolled, you take the test afterwards, and you will get you can seek reimbursement when you submit your scores.
All these 3 courses will be taught in YooBee colleges. Yeah. Total. Okay. The total fees, like I showed this page. The total fees, the normal fees would be like 21,500, and plus year 2 and year 3. If the student don't want to do year 3, they can study 2 years with us and get a diploma from YooBee. And just one more thing I want to mention that the 3 years bachelor program, if students study online for year 1 and year 2, but come to New Zealand for year 3, they can have, after graduation, they can have 3 years post-study work visa in New Zealand. So regardless, it's online study or on-campus study, as long as they finish bachelor study with us, with YooBee colleges, the students will get 3-year post-study work visa in New Zealand. And the 3 years would be enough for students to find a decent job in New Zealand and get residency approved.
Now, in Indian currency, let me answer that question. See, it's around 50 rupees per dollar. So you have to do the calculation, but the actual calculation will work on the exchange rate on the day that you're going to pay the fee. So it's approximately it's 50 rupees. So you have to do the calculations each time. And Australian dollar, if it is Australian dollar, it'll be maybe 2 rupees more than New Zealand dollar, that's all. So you have to do the calculations each time. But as I said, the actual amount will depend on the exchange rate on the day you pay. Right? That's one. And there's another question there. Is the program only online in case of students above 18? Yeah. See, the program is offered online. Everyone starts online, and they all can go to New Zealand when the borders open.
Yeah, anytime when the border opens and the visa approved.
That's right. So they should qualify for the visa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And again, as iQuery does, we will, once they are enrolled, we will arrange the interaction or personalized guidance from our migration team, so that they don't have to, they'll be totally prepared for the visa applications. Right. Any other question? Can you please unmute and ask if you'd like to?
Ganesh, I would like to know what is the fees for this YooBee program? I mean, is it like she said that you have to start now and then you get enrollment in Feb? So is it a pathway program or you start with the graduate program right from August?
It's about the certificate program, Sophia.
The fees for certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The certificate program. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are offering a huge discount on the tuition fee for level 4, like foundation or bridging program. It's only 3,600 New Zealand dollars. Normal.
So
that's
2 lakhs.
Yeah,
That's less than 2 lakhs for you if you look at it for the 4-month program, and it is entirely online, and that will help you create your portfolio, which is critical for the animation course.
Yeah.
You need a portfolio, formal portfolio. And this is also really good for students who are in year 12 now.
Yeah.
So in preparation, they can be doing this online 4-month course. And by the time they complete year 12 next year, they could go directly to the animation program. So it is really, really easy on the pocket. And at the end of the day, they will also get a New Zealand qualification.
Yeah.
So after completing this certificate, they get direct admission into the university for this program, Bachelor of Software Engineering?
They get direct admission to YooBee College's Bachelor of no, not Software Engineering, Design and Animation. The Software Engineering.
Both, all of them.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. So yes, this guarantees admission to the undergraduate programs that we just mentioned, both software engineering and animation or design, because you already have a qualified certificate, at the certificate level.
Yeah.
Right. So
from the YooBee college, admission to the YooBee colleges.
Yeah.
It's admission to the YooBee college, but it is a New Zealand degree they award. Level 7 is the academic level 7. If you remember the training, we have the what we call the New Zealand qualification framework, NZQF, which rates each degree at a level of difficulty, with PhD at the top at level 10, and then masters by research at 9, post-graduation at 8, and undergraduation at 7. And that is what this level 7 means. It means it's an undergraduate degree. Yeah. As per New Zealand standards. Right. And the certificate program, actually, the first 2 years of the undergraduate degree is a diploma. That's what Sophia mentioned. You can exit the program after 2 years. But with the diploma, your chance of getting a job or your chance of getting a PR is almost zero in New Zealand. So there's no point in doing it, although you can exit if you want to. Or you can exit the diploma and go to a university if you want to change your course provider. That is also possible. Right. But then why would you do it? Because another 10 lakhs and you are a graduate and you would actually have a job at the end of it. So diploma would be normally level 5, usually. So, I mean, if you have to do your, what we say, ETAC training, and you will know what we are talking about. So the link that we've been sent, you've been given, please complete the ETAC training, then you will know about all these levels. Right. So these 2 degrees are New Zealand degrees, and that's a key difference between India and other countries, and New Zealand and other countries, in fact, because Australia and New Zealand have these, degrees standardized with the national standards. So anyone who is approved to deliver a bachelor degree is expected to have delivered the same quality or the minimum New Zealand quality, and that is why, whether you are a graduate from YooBee College or from University of Auckland, your salaries will be pretty much the same. It depends on how well you have studied and how good you are at your work.
Yeah.
If you're a great animator, you could get the same salary as a university graduate. But universities are more expensive.
And also because university is quite focused on theory study and research, but for IT program and animation program, you can see we need students to do work by their hands. So then, which means when they do job hunting, when they find a job, the employer would like to see their ability to do work rather than research ability. So that's why we are more friendly to international students, because we are providing practical skills. But
in other words, it is the industry connection, as we call, because your study is related to the industry more. Unlike the universities, because universities, you go to the campus, get a degree, and then come out and connect with the industry. That's what you normally do. Although with, I must also clarify that with Auckland, AUT, and other universities, you certainly have the placement, mandatory placement, which gives you, exposure to the industry. Certainly, they all provide you fantastic exposure. But this is far more hands-on, and you'll be learning from tutors, as you have seen, like someone who has been nominated for Emmy Awards. So if you are not sure about Emmy Awards, that's one step before you get into Oscars. So I'm sure you know Oscar Awards. Right, so this is one step before. It's almost like an Oscar, but in a particular area. Oscar is pretty much, global.
For film.
Emmy Award or Grammy Awards for music.
Yeah.
Emmy Awards for other things here.
Yeah.
So somebody to be nominated for that, they must have exceptional talent. And if you're learning from a master like that, you have every chance of succeeding.
Yeah.
But again, see, the basic point is people should not come do this just because they want to go to New Zealand and get a visa. And that is exactly where what iQuery stands for. We are here to help people who are really genuinely interested in doing animation, genuinely interested in becoming a software engineer, so that we can provide high quality providers, high quality courses. Right. So please keep that in mind, because that is our value system, I know, as an education business. Right. Other questions, please. Please ask as many questions while she is there.
So before we have another question, and just now we mentioned that AUT also provides project opportunities, but for university their project is quite short, only within 2 months or 3 months. So, but for YooBee, the student will do project learning for 3 years. So which means every year they will do more than 20 or even 30 different projects. So you can imagine when they go out and want to find a job, their resume will be looking so good. They will have been successfully doing so many projects. If you are employer, which one would you like to have?
Yeah. Also, I actually took some photos when I was at UB College, so I'll be sharing them with you because now it will make sense to you. I'll send you photos that I took. I'm not a good photographer, but certainly you can see the insides of UB College. And they are real. Okay. Yeah, and she'll be sending you those 2 videos. So I would certainly suggest that you watch, go through it, share it with your students, post it on your Facebook, Instagram. That's how you populate your social media space. Do all those things, do all the right things. If not now, you will have students in the future coming to you. And please reach out to as many because we have to complete the process by the end of this month. 2nd of August, they will start the course.
You will open board students as well as in this program. Can I ask what is open board students?
Open board is so we have an open school system in India where they don't, that's not a mainstream. So is that we have what we call a National Institute of Open School, NIOS. So that's a good question, Jyoti.
Yeah. I think as long as they can be equivalent to secondary school, then that's fine. We are open to
it's a central board. It's owned by the government of India. And it is considered to be, in India, it's considered to be equivalent to, senior secondary.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah, because we are open to all different systems, education systems all over the world.
Right. So that answers your question, Jyoti. Yeah, thank you for asking that.
So good morning. One doubt I have. In case this is for those students who have finished their IELTS or a TOEFL. What if in case they haven't done this exam still?
I think this was already covered. Perhaps you joined us a bit late. Sophia said that because there is a short period, there is not enough time for people to take the test. They can take the test after they start the course. And on top of that, because they are doing it during the pandemic, they will be reimbursed the fee. So they can do IELTS for free. What it simply means is your student should take the test after they commence the course. When they submit the documents, the IELTS score or PT or TOEFL score, they can also claim the fee back from UB College.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, the student receive the same benefits like part-time job, dependent visa. Yes, exactly the same. So that's why from the beginning, I mentioned that we are the only one provider to get NCQA approved. So if NCQA approved, so our online program are the same as on campus.
And once again, as a response to Ishwari earlier, like as I said, they will start the online course in August, but as and when the borders open, when they turn 18, I think the first preference will be for students over 18 to go to New Zealand because they don't have to be monitored like younger kids. So they will be the preferred list and preferred students to go first to New Zealand when the borders open. And also, please remember, the borders will not open like a big gate opening. They will do it in small numbers.
Yeah.
So they will have to manage everyone. And also remember, there are students from close to 120 countries who go to various institutions in New Zealand, not just UB College. So there will be a significant amount of competition when the borders open. So it's very important that you get right ahead in the queue and get everything sorted, get your visa ready, so that if you have your visa, if you're already doing the course online, you will certainly be preferred. You will be the preferred students from India, certainly.
Yeah.
When the board. Yeah. Yes, other questions? Ask all your questions so that,
I think I missed it. The fees for the entire 3 years course, certificate course, you said around 2 lakhs, and for the entire course, bachelor's course?
It's around $19,000 roughly after if they get the scholarship. If they get $1,000 scholarship, it's around $19,000 roughly. Yeah. Yeah, you can see. I think
$2,000 is the scholarship. $2,000 is the scholarship, And for
If
that,
they
how
get,
much percentage?
70% marks or more, they get $2,000 scholarship. So they get, if you look at 21,000, it'll be 19,500 with the scholarship.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's under 10 lakhs, roughly. So at today's rate, today's exchange rate, it's under 10 lakhs. And the second and third year, it'll be further less because they would have already performed well so that they get that discount, or, it's close to 15% scholarship, in fact. And this is built into the whole program. So whoever signs up, they have this assured financial assistance in year 2 and year 3 as well.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So it's throughout the course, effectively. But the first year, they will get maximum $2,000 scholarship plus the reimbursement of IELTS fee, which could be around, I think, from it's around $300 or something in India, $3 to $350 roughly.
Yeah, and we offer the same quality as universities, but our tuition fee is more than $10,000 cheaper.
Yeah. So if you did the same course, software engineering with AUT or any other university, for that matter, in New Zealand, 8 of the universities, you'll be paying more than $30,000. But that is for a reason. Okay, people can prefer to go there, but right now, number one, the course is not available. Those university programs are not available for the August start. Here you can actually get started in 2 weeks' time. So you don't have to worry about, and also there is no minimum requirement. If you apply for other universities, you have to meet minimum grade requirements based on your board. That's the other thing. So this is good for people who may not end up with good scores. And look, this year nobody knows what your real score is because we haven't had exams. Even last year, students did not have exams in India. All the messy environment that we are in. No exams. It's only kind of assumed scores for everyone. So this is a fantastic opportunity to ensure that you have a clear future for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
I will be sending you the flyers for these courses. So because Sophia has already shared them with me, I'll be sending you the flyers for the 3 courses, software engineering, animation, and the certificate program.
Yeah.
Any other question, please ask. Clarify everything that, think of it from your students' point of view. And if there are students here, please ask questions. If there are students, if there's a student, because I think some of you might have invited a student. So if you're a student, please ask questions. You can ask as well. Okay, no questions?
Yeah. Looks like we're all fine.
That looks, I mean.
One thing I couldn't understand, Ganesh, why there's such a massive difference of fees between the UB colleges and what do you call the universities?
Yeah, overheads, because universities are far more expensive to maintain, right? So it's just the overheads, nothing else.
Okay, thank you.
And that is why if you go to University of Auckland, it will be the most expensive university in New Zealand compared to other universities. So between universities itself, if you've done this exercise during your training, comparing the same course at different universities, and you will find that different universities in New Zealand charge different fee for the same course. But this is in the spectrum. Yeah, there's a question there. Are there any master's program that you offer?
Yeah. We are going to have a master program in business and also IT program. We've already have master program in animation, but to be honest with you, at UB colleges, majority of our students are from domestic students, are New Zealand students. So only 20% of students are international students. So that's why most of the students, when they complete a bachelor study, they will successfully find a job. So normally, small number of students will go master level. But we all know that some international students, they've already received the bachelor degree in India or in China, so they are looking at the master degrees. So because today our session is aiming at secondary school students, so that's why I think a bachelor program is almost available for secondary school students. But we still have some master degrees for bachelor graduates, or even some successful people like over 30 or even 40. If they are looking at come to New Zealand, we can provide some master and PhD program. The other thing is for bachelor study, if they study these 2 bachelor program, which are on the skill shortage list, they can bring their families together to New Zealand. But so I'm trying to say, most of the interests come to YooBee as focus on bachelor study, and some other students, if they can't find any job after bachelor, they will look at master or post. But that's not the case at YooBee, because we have 90% successful employment rate, which means most of our students will find a job after completing bachelor. So yeah.
Also, another point to make note here is like YooBee College has a lot of local students. So it's not like other private providers.
No.
There are many other colleges that you may find online,
Mm-hmm.
and they are private providers. One, they are not quality assured by NGQA. Because that they rate the institutions, as Sophia said at the beginning, and Up Education is rated as category 1, which is on par with universities. Although you cannot have a private university in New Zealand, therefore they are called private institutions, because all universities in New Zealand are public universities. But Up Education and these courses are ranked on par with universities. That is where the difference is. So you may ask, or maybe sometimes people may go to an agent and say, oh, look, we got another college, which is cheaper and all. The difference is that, one, they cater, some of these private colleges cater only for international students. Right? And that is where you won't learn, you won't get the opportunity to study with New Zealanders. Whereas I have seen, even with the certificate program, the 4-month certificate program, I saw so many high school students from New Zealand high schools attending the classes there. So you can imagine our students doing this course, when they will be making friends with, or they could be making friends with New Zealand students doing in the same year in New Zealand high schools, which is very rare. And that is what happens if you go to New Zealand universities as well, because you will be studying with New Zealanders. There is no point in studying, doing an online, international course where only people from India or China come. That does not make any sense. So you have to, it's part of your personal and professional exposure that you study with students from the country that you're going to. So you will be studying with New Zealanders, whether it is undergraduate program, certificate program, or masters. And again, for masters, let us do the, career and migration assessment. If our migration advisor provides the advice that they have to study a master's, then we can certainly provide YooBee College as one of the options. Yeah. And I'll be requesting Sophia to do a session on masters, maybe in the month of August for us. So we can just focus on masters on that day. Yeah.
So as Sophia said, there's no masters in software engineering with YooBee colleges. So they can go and pursue in other universities in New Zealand after taking a degree from here?
Yeah.
That's right. Two things there, Shireen. One, 90% of the students will get a job. Now tell me, who has spent, a student who has studied for 3 years and spent so much money, would they be keen about making money? And most important, they have to work to get PR. Yeah. So the first goal for them would be to work and get PR, and they will worry about masters later. And as I mentioned in the training, and each time we have discussed about this, masters in Australia and New Zealand happens after you find your job. Unlike in India and China, where you do straight up after your graduation, you go for masters, non-stop, no stopping. Whereas in the Western world, they take a break and they go to work, and that is where they get to know what specialization they must do in their masters. And the other reason is, if they work with companies like, HP or Facebook and all, most of them have provision for the staff to do a master's at a certain stage. So you could be doing a master supported by your employer, where you don't have to pay the fee. Right? So there are multiple reasons why people delay the masters, in reality. So when you are thinking about someone graduating in New Zealand or Australia, you have to keep in mind that masters would be a call that comes after a few years of working.
That is the best. As a parent, I would like that my child should get a job after graduate, because he already spent so much money. But I just wanted to know a plan B, just in case if he doesn't get a job. That's why I was asking.
That is just to avoid that situation, because plan B is good. Now I get your thinking, but the whole point is, why do we do the planning with iQuery system? Why do we send students with a career and migration plan? Is because we don't want them to do a master's, or they should not be forced to do it. At least if they want to do it, let them do it, but they should not be forced to do it because they did not get a job. So we try to put them on the right track right at the beginning, choose the right course, the right provider, so that they can study well and get a job. Then let them decide. See, once they find a job, once they get a PR, you don't have to worry about it as a parent. We don't have to worry as a provider.
Yeah, and I just want to let you know. So the IT industry in New Zealand offers the highest salary in New Zealand than any other industry, and also we are in a great demand of IT professionals. So that's why. So I don't think the student needs plan B, as long as they do IT program, as long as they successfully complete our program. It's highly it's a good opportunity for our students to find a job here in New Zealand and to make up a decent salary. So I don't see the reason why they need a plan B. But yes, I appreciate your thinking.
Also, don't forget the fact that if you have graduated in New Zealand and if you worked for a year or two in New Zealand, you could quite easily be snapped up by Australian companies. So that's what they do. Yeah, quite a lot of people go to New Zealand and recruit people from there, because then Australians, the employers don't have to worry about the quality or anything, because they come with the New Zealand quality. So as we speak, because the borders are closed, I know at least about half a dozen people who have been offered about $30,000 to $40,000 more than what they were paid in New Zealand to come to Australia. The Australian businesses are actually snapping people away. So there's a big brain drain that happens always from New Zealand to Australia.
Yeah. Even for myself, I'm thinking to find a job in Australia.
One more question I have. Will this be available next year also? Because my son is in class 11.
Yes,
really liking this.
Yes, we are NZQ approved program, so we are offering this online program like normal intakes. Every year we have Feb and July intakes.
Like the universities.
Yeah, like universities. Yeah.
So any other question quickly, because I think we are coming to a close. So if you could ask questions, that would be great. If you have any quickly things that we have not covered so far.
So this will be available next year also. Okay.
It's ongoing. It's like a university. Yeah, it's not seasonal.
Will the bachelor's degree equivalent to the degree taken from the university itself, or it's having some other?
Yes.
Yeah, Fatima, that's exactly what we've been talking about. It's a level 7 degree. And when you get, and Fatima is one of our new associates. So yeah, she just finished a training.
Yeah.
So
let me tell you.
The link to,
yeah. Let me tell you some secret.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So I think maybe many of you, you have questions about YooBee and universities, but the truth is, we all have government funding for IT industry. So YooBee receive the same amount of government funding as University of Auckland, because we are good.
Right. Okay, that's an insider information, right? So look, Australia or New Zealand, New Zealand, you cannot offer a degree to anyone, let alone international students, unless your degree is quality controlled.
Yeah.
And it is an, if you say it is a level 7 New Zealand qualification, it means it is an undergraduate degree. And those degrees, I mean, even whether you study from University of Auckland or Victoria or any other university for that matter, or UB College, at the end of the day, you will get an Australian or New Zealand degree. That's what you get. And when you go to an employer, they will not ask which university you come from. They will ask what level of degree qualification you have.
Yeah.
So if you say it is level 7, it means you are an undergraduate and can apply for jobs that are meant for undergraduate students.
Yeah.
I hope it's very clear. With the systems here, we don't have to worry, but you should not also have to worry about iQuery, because we will not bring in something where we have a doubt about the quality of the degree or equivalence or recognition of it.
No.
We will never do that. So you can be rest assured that any degree, any qualification that is presented to you would all have been thoroughly vetted.
Yeah.
And you can look them. I mean, what I would suggest is if you go to NZQA website, you will find the providers and the courses. Yeah. But you have to spend some time researching that. That's all. So these things can be verified if you are really curious about it.
Yeah. Let me show you if I can get NZQA website now. How can I? Okay. Cool. NZQA. So let me show the NZQA. Oh, excuse me.
You have to change the screen.
The NZQA. Yeah. NZQA website. NZQA website. Okay. Here. See, NZQA website, education organization, Bachelor of Software Engineering, UB colleges. We have Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, and offshore, which is online. So we are NZQA officially approved online program, which is the only one provider in New Zealand. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Let me share my screen. NZQA. Yeah, here, share. So that's the website from NZQA. So I just searched the Bachelor of Software Engineering. You can see, so UB colleges, Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch campus, and also offshore, which is online. So we are the only one provider with NZQA approved.
I think that should, answer, hope that has answered your question. Yeah, that's a good question, because you're thinking, which is, you won't ask questions unless you're thinking, which is really good, right? Okay, so all questions are good, but please make note of it and apply in your thinking and your business planning, and also apply it whenever you screen a student, for our process. Yeah. So any one last question, perhaps, because I'm sure Sophia is a busy person and they're approaching weekend, so Saturdays and Sundays are holy for them. They don't work. So, and thank you. If you don't have any question, thank you, Sophia, so much for this. And perhaps the best way for us to thank you would be to make sure that we help at least a few students with this opportunity before the end of this month.
Thank you so much.
That could be, yeah. So anyone else who would like to speak something, please, you can unmute and say, if you want to say anything.
I'd like to thank Mrs. Sophia for providing us with a lot of information over there. And then I just would tell that we will be doing our best of work so that we can help you either way. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. Anyone else, please? 2 more minutes. 7:15 will be for you. Right. Yeah, Shreen, thank you. And you can reach out to people. Please, you have to talk to people. That's the key. That's the most important thing. Keep talking to people. You will come across the right people. That's all I would say. Right. Okay, Sophia, thank you so much, and appreciate your time, your commitment, and certainly we'll need your support, certainly when we start processing, when we send our students to you.
Cool.
And I'm absolutely sure that they will be in safe hands.
Yeah, thank you so much. And if you need anything, any further information or any cases, just contact Ganesh or me directly. So I'm more than happy to help you guys.
Great. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful Friday, everyone in India. Be safe, but at the same time, make sure that you reach out to students. You got only 2 weeks to go to complete the process. So it's not to start the conversation, but to complete the process. Please remember that. Otherwise, they'll miss the bus for this year. The next semester starts only in February next year, exactly like the universities.
Yeah.
So all the best. If you have any questions, please post it in the group. More than happy to answer. We'll continue the conversation. We will have to say, certainly let Sophia go, but you got me always, supporting you. So please post your questions. See, accommodation is an entirely different thing. Yes, accommodation and other costs are different. What the fee does not include, there is no complete package, right? So yes, accommodation is different. Yeah, we can talk about that. Your associate, your counselor can talk to you about the living expenses and other things.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the best, everyone. Thank you and good luck. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Sophia, yeah, if you could send me the recording, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will. Yeah. Cool. See you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.